Juju here, and welcome back to another Java tutorial. And in this tutorial, we're actually going to be learning about classes and how to use them and how we're going to add methods to them and what they are. So let's get started. The first thing is, what is a class? And what a class really is if you think about this cube, which is a Rubik's Cube, we can more than definitely say that it's a Rubik's Cube. We could also say that it is a 3D puzzle. If we want to get even more vague, we could say just a puzzle. And even more from there, we could just call it a cube. And then furthermore, we could just call it an object. And so you're really classifying it as a cube, an object, or a Rubik's Cube. So we can actually do this in Java where we classify something as a particular object. And by doing this, it allows us to control and manipulate the data and use the methods within each individual object. So let me give you a demonstration. So what we're going to be doing is go ahead and in the same package as your main, so in the same package as your name, main, not name, go ahead and create a new class. I am going to create a class called person. And when we are finished with that, go ahead and move the screen recording thing out of the way and hit finish. Alright, so now we got our class, and what we're going to do is we're going to give it a few things. Right now, the person is just an empty class. It doesn't do anything. So let's go ahead and give it a name, which will be a string. And let's give it an age, which will be an int. Apart from just name and age, let's go ahead and allow each person to tell us out in the console what their name and age are. So just go ahead and go name is, age years old. Alrighty, and so we have a very simple class here. Each person will have a name, each person will have an age, and then we have the ability to print out that information out into the console. But like this, right now, it's not really doing anything. It's all like, Juju, you created me, but you didn't tell me what I'm supposed to do with this information or what information it is. So what we actually have to do is go back to our main tutorial and go ahead and create just like a normal variable. So like if this were string, but go ahead and just create treat it like a variable almost. And so we're going to say person Juju. I'm going to create a person called Juju, and okay, I'm also going to create another one called Claire. Should we add one more? Yeah, I'm going to add one more. I'm going to create one called Turbo. Yeah, there we go. Had to make sure I was spelling that right. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to go ahead and set the name and age. So we can't just say person dot person name equals. We actually have to specify each one's name because they're all different. So let's go ahead and say Juju, and to grab the variable, what we do is we use a dot in Java, and this dot tells it that we want to access something within the class. So what is it that we want to access? We want to access the name, and we want to set it equal to Juju. Alright, and go ahead and copy this because I'm lazy, and Claire Turbo and Claire Turbo. There we go. And then we want to set all their ages. So Juju is 221. Claire is 11, or that works too. And Turbo is 7 or 6. That works. My typing is just perfect today. And so let's go ahead. So what this is doing here is we're grabbing each variable, so the name, which we defined as a string, and we're setting it equal to Juju, and we're setting Claire's name to Claire and Turbo's name to Turbo. What we're also doing is we're grabbing the age of Juju and setting it to 221. We're also setting Claire's age to 111 and Turbo's age to 6. So we're grabbing this variable and saying, hey, I want this one's age to be, and to show you, we can actually call this function that we built not too long ago. And so let's go ahead and go juju.trace and do that for each of the variable, each of the people. So there was Juju, Claire, and Turbo. And let's go ahead and run this. And down below, Juju is 221 years old, Claire is 111 years old, and Turbo is 6 years old. So, as a recap, we created this class which took a name and an age, and then it printed out whatever the name and age is. So it's basically like a blueprint. It's just saying whatever this will be, we want to use it here. And in our main, we created 3 people or persons. And so we set each one's name and each one's age. And by setting the variables, we allowed, we basically gave, instead of this just being in an empty string and an empty age just being there, we gave it a real value for each individual person. And then we asked it to trace or print out their data. And so I hope this helped you understand a bit more about classes. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe for future videos if you like this one. And that's it. This was Juju, and hope to see you in the next tutorial.